Thank you so much, Julia, for telling us all about Insta Trade. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute delight to welcome on stage Mr. Praveen, the CEO of Brilliant Capital. Let's all welcome him with a massive round of applause.
Hey guys, hi. I'm Praveen. I'm the CEO of Brilliant Capital, and I'm here with a mission today. I want to reshape how you think about trading, not just the privileged few that get it right, but for any trader that's ready to evolve. Right. So, have you guys ever wondered why zebras are striped? Have you guys ever given any thought to it? Now, as we understand it, evolution supports the growth of characteristics that support a species survival, right? But when you think about zebra stripes, it doesn't help them camouflage against their surroundings, so it doesn't really do that job. So to understand this better, scientists ran a practical study. Now, for this study, researchers had to tag every zebra's ear with a colored tag to help them keep track. But to the shock of the scientists, what they realized was every time they tagged a zebra, that particular zebra used to get hunted and killed first. Ultimately, the scientists concluded that the zebra stripes were never to camouflage against its surroundings, but to camouflage against other zebras, right? There was safety in the numbers. There was safety within the herd. Now, when you think about a school of fish, the safest place for a fish is in the middle, away from its predators. Likewise, human beings have evolved with an instinct to stay a part of the regime, to not stand out, to be a part of the herd. Again, this instinct is developed over time for our survival. But when we speak about it in terms of the trading community that we have today, 95% of all retail traders end up losing their entire account. The evolutionary instinct that once was developed to keep us safe for our survival is the same instinct that now kills us on the trading field. Next slide, please. Here at Brilliant Capital, we're not new to this game. For over 20 years now, we've managed portfolios with one metric in mind, and that's to stand out. That's to be part of that 5%. To achieve this, we had to focus our trading on sustainability. To achieve this, we had to focus our trading on sustainability, ethical and transparent execution, and real risk management. Now, having been in the industry for 20 plus years, we understood the problems, the ins and the outs of every retail trader, right? Because we're retail traders now. And so last year, we decided to transform from pure portfolio managers to a full-fledged trading firm. This involves our 3 verticals, right? And each vertical was designed specifically to solve a problem in the trading ecosystem. We start with vertical number 1, a portfolio management service. Vertical number 2, an STP brokerage. And vertical number 3, funded accounts. Now, let's dive into this. First vertical, portfolio management. Let's start with the why. So, on one hand, we've got client X, 55 years old, 55 to 60 years old, has $1 million of investment portfolio, right? Not net worth, but investment capital. And therefore has access to the most refined, top-tier portfolio management anywhere from London to Timbuktu. Whereas on the other hand, we have client Z, 25 to 30 years old, part of a new generation, closer to my generation, and has probably a life savings of, I don't know, $50,000, if they're lucky, that is, right? Does client Z have the same access to top-tier portfolio management that client X has access to? No. And why is that? Because their life savings do not even begin to scratch the surface of a minimum requirement that's set by hedge funds, fund houses, but instead what they have is access to a CFD Forex trading platform with 100-time leverage, right? In markets that's more volatile than ever, 95% lose in average, and but they've got no minimum deposit requirement. Have you guys ever heard of the sentiment, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? So we believe it's because of access, the same access that client X has, but client Z does not, right? So after having spent years and years perfecting our craft for high net worth individuals, what we have found that we can do is democratize these investment strategies, these safer, top-tier investment strategies, so that a younger, a less capital audience can also take part in them. This brings us to our vertical number 2, the STP brokerage. Right. Let's speak about this for a second, because majority of us, I believe, have had this difficult experience, right? So, you get a call from a Forex broker, and I've never tried investing, but trading sounds fun. I know trading, there's a lot of money to be made in trading. So I check out the website. It looks solid. It says, your trusted trading partner, all good. They accept Visa and MasterCard, very easy to deposit. So I'm like, what the hell? Let me give it a try, right? So I make a deposit. I learn the ins and outs of trading, and ultimately, I try to make a withdrawal. But what happens? I get stuck. This is where I get stuck. I don't get my withdrawal, right? I don't know how many of you have had this experience, but I, for one, have, right? Now, this problem, I believe, is twofold. Number one, regulation. Regulation is such an important aspect for not just the client, but the broker as well. It keeps the broker accountable while keeping a client's funds secure. Number two, risk parameters. Now, what do I mean by, poor risk parameters? What do I mean by risk parameters? What I mean by risk parameters is there are a lot of young brokers that enter the market. And they enter the market with the same human tendencies that you and I have. Greed, the desire to get rich quick. What does this mean? So they will take a step back and say, there's a 95% losing average. Why are we sending them orders to the market? We can absorb this. Take risk on a client's trade, so 95%, the house always wins. But when you think about it, what they seem to oversee or overlook is that these percentages were made for client sizes of over 100,000 clients. It wasn't made for the 1,000 or 5,000 clients that they have as a young broker. So for all they know, that 1,000 clients could be professional clients. Majority of them could be professional clients. So what happens if they've got one good week where they double their accounts and they all want a withdrawal? This is a sticky situation. The broker gets stuck. They don't have the capital to send back, right? So when we started this initiative last year, what we decided to do is firstly have a regulated framework. Secondly, to be 100% STP. What does this mean? STP means straight-through processing. Essentially, if you're a client of Brilliant Capital and you open an account with MT5, your trades are transparently routed directly through our bridging system to our highly regulated liquidity providers. We never take a risk on your trades. Your funds are always secure, your profits are yours, and we never have a conflict of interest with you. This brings me to my final vertical, the prop firm, funded accounts. Majority of us, again, know how this business model is. You make 10% profit, don't exceed a 10% drawdown, and you've got 1 month. So what makes Brilliant Capital different from the rest of the market? As you know, we're a regulated portfolio manager. We are a regulated STP brokerage. So why should our funded accounts be any different? When a client passes a funded challenge with Brilliant Capital, we give them a real, regulated, and live account. completely certified by us. It's real money, it's real capital that's been given to the trader. As we've been portfolio managers, we allow our clients to experience the same format. As long as they can pass the challenge. The challenge will never be less than 2 phases, because we need to know, just as you are a good trader, that you are also consistent. You have discipline, you have principle. If you are that kind of trader, we would love to partner with you. And this is real capital. Brilliant Capital was built to fix what's broken. We didn't get into this so that we can create another revenue stream. We got into this so that we can hopefully introduce a better culture of investment to revolutionize what's already there for the newer generations, to perhaps find a day where we can have a win-win situation. So thank you guys so much for your attention and your time. Very happy to have you guys. We're in booth number 40. If you have any questions or would like to talk further, we're in booth number 40. Thank you.